received in making them with my friends. This is Uncle Art Southern extending my very best wishes, and may God bless each and every one.
And if you want to hear more of Uncle Art's greatest hits, tune into your BBC local radio station after this programme, and Keith will be there to entertain you. You know me, I'll have a go at most things. So when they told me I'd be trying out a new sport that required nerves of steel, well, I was well up for it. That's before they mentioned I'd be needing makeup, fishnets, and a new name. I was told I could find the team training for their first match at Bristol's Harbour side, but I wasn't quite sure who or what I was looking for. Then they found me. That looked fun. Tell me, what were you doing out there?
We're practicing for our roller derby team, the Bristol Harbour Harlots.
Harbour Harlots derby, what's that all about?
Roller derby is basically a full contact, women only sport played on quad skates. It's very, very fast paced, lots and lots of fun.
I don't suppose I can have a go, can I?
I think we can make an exception. We need to get you in the right gear though.
The right gear, eh? Meet Alistair Evil McEvil. Ooh, maybe not. Roller derby is very simple. The two teams circle the track while the jammers, the players with the stars on their helmets, fight their way through the pack, scoring points for every opposing player they pass. The blocker's job is to, well, block their progress. Of course, it's not quite that simple. What looks like a kind of ordered chaos is really quite rule-bound. These are the standardised flat-track roller derby rules. And there are rules and rules and rules and... And loads of rules means loads of referees, which is where the non-playing Harbour Harlots can do their bit. You're in heaven, aren't you?
It's pretty fun, yeah. Especially when we're refereeing, we do get to shout and don't let them talk back that much. Other than that, we have the hard job of actually managing the bouts, and there's an awful lot to focus on. In order to make sure they're playing legally, you have to focus on about 4 different parts of each player at once, and then keep track of the whole jam at the same time.
But once you've mastered the skating, isn't roller derby just about mad names, violence and dressing up? Isn't it more theatre than a proper sport?
I don't think so. Initially, well, back in the 70s and at the beginning of this current revival, it was a lot about theatrics. It was about putting on a show. There were choreographed fights between players, and the teams already knew the outcome of the game before they entered into it. So it wasn't very sort of sports person-like at all. But now it's starting to become a more serious sport. People are looking more at strategy rather than knocking people over. It's more than that.
Roller derby has been around in the UK for years, but the current surge in interest was inspired by the recent film Whip It.
Skate fast, skate hard.
During the day they go by Peggy, Francine, Tammy and Rachel, but here,
Okay.
Simpson, Rosa Sparks and
1,
Bloody
2,
Holly!
3, kick it!
And they're off!
I watched Whip It, which I'm sure people have heard of. It's Drew Barrymore's debut, and I fell in love with it. I hate sport, but I guess this sport is got a little bit more oomph about it.
I love anything skating, and roller derby is just good because it's so fast and so much going on.
It's kind of got the punk athletic, I suppose. It's quite acceptable to have tattoos and more out there personalities, I guess, than you get in your normal sports teams.
I love skating and I need violence. I need the release and I need contact and a bit of humph in my life, which derby has.
And there's plenty of humph to come. when they travel to Gloucester to take on their arch rivals, Severn Roller Torrent. It's their first competitive bout. It's away from home and in front of a very expectant crowd. Any last-minute nerves creeping in?
I'm a very nervous person, so yeah, I am really nervous, but at the same time really excited.
And what about the opposition? You've had a chance to size them up. How do they look?
I like their outfits.
Some of them seems like mighty blockers as well, so I think I'm gonna aim to get someone off the track.
So apparently we don't look very scary, but that's
You don't look very
yeah,
scary.
that's just a tactic that we have.
Someone used to say to me,
We rocked up looking purposely
you look like sailors.
meek, yes.
But you look like mean sailors. But are there any sort of last-minute jitters creeping in?
Oh yeah, my knee pads are knocking, you're joking me.
Really?
But that's fine, that's part of the game, eh?
Okay.
No, it's all good.
Just remember everything you've been doing at training, keeping down low and being mean. Like remember, I think sometimes you might hold back against your friends, but these are not your friends.
Gloucester get off to a flying start, and for a while the action seems to be going mostly their way. We're about halfway through the first half, and looking at the scores, Gloucester have opened up quite a lead. They're 34 points to Bristol's 13, so not quite what was expected. I think it's safe to say that Gloucester are pretty tasty. As the first half ends, Bristol are trailing badly. Are they better than you expected?
The score says yes, but I don't think so.
What's been their X factor?
Their jammers are very good. Very slippery, sneaky through the pack.
They're really good hitters. I wouldn't say they're particularly fast, but I've taken some pretty good hits today.
Right.
I don't know if you saw me flying over that way.
Yeah, I've seen everybody flying. In the second half, Bristol fight back. They break through the Gloucester pack and hand out some serious punishment. Halfway through the second half now, and Bristol are really bringing it round. They're matching Gloucester point for point. If it continues like this, I'll have a very credible score. But in the end, the glory goes to Gloucester. As for the Harbour Harlots, well, just imagine what they'll be like when they win. Well done to Bristol Harbour Harlots for putting up such a good fight. But really, congratulations to Severn Roller Torrent. Scary bunch though. That's it for tonight. But next week, a special investigation into a controversial meditation healing centre in Somerset. We'll also be meeting an inspirational man who lost his leg in an accident, but now wants to take on one of the toughest assault courses in the world. That's all next week, but until then, thanks for watching. Good night.